happy Tuesday. My name is Sarah. I'm a PhD student at Indiana University. I'm getting my PhD in English with a concentration in rhetoric. And if you aren't subscribed already, you should go ahead and hit that button and follow along. I make a lot of vlogs, sit-down chats, week in my life, day in my life, all about grad school, a lot about feminism in general. So I am actually about to go to work at the writing center. I need to leave here in like 5 minutes. I'm running a little bit behind schedule. Need to pack up my bag real quick and grab a snack to eat breakfast on the go. And I will be working at the writing center from 10 to 2 today. But when I checked, I didn't have anybody signed up for any appointments. So hopefully I'll be able to work on some of my own stuff, get some reading for the Prospectus done, get some reading for fun done. Okay, I'm done with the writing center. It's actually like way colder than it looks outside. I wore like another cardigan over this sweater and I was still a little cold, but it's super sunny and really, really pretty out. So like I mentioned, I didn't have anyone sign up with me in the writing center, so I used this time to really work on my Prospectus, which if you've been watching my channel, you know that I was sort of in a dark place with it, but now we're up on like the upswing of things. So I likely won't defend as early as other people in like my cohort who typically defend like second week of May. And that is okay. I'm aiming for more of a summer defense because I really want this document to be useful for me. I don't want to just like rush and get it done and then get into the dissertation and say I actually don't have a plan for what I want to do. So I'm taking a little more time to read some things, and that's okay. My reading list, which was like, so for exams, I need to turn on my air conditioning, it's getting a little toasty. So for exams, there's 2 semesters. There's the first semester in the fall, which is where you read a list of 100 texts and you have an oral exam about it. And then this is technically the second part of my exam where you have like the written Prospectus defense and you still have to defend it orally. But the reading list I put together for my exams in the fall was just like really broad. It was about embodied writing, you know, decolonial writing, equity in the composition classroom, but that was all still pretty broad, and that's okay because I wasn't prepared to narrow it down yet at that point. But I have narrowed it down, so now I'm looking specifically at feminine writing styles and embodied writing via vlogging, and actually talk about my experience vlogging. And so the book that I've been reading last week or yesterday and today is this one. It's Feminism and Composition, a critical source book, and this is just a compilation of prominent feminist essays dealing with composition studies in writing studies from like 1970 to 2000, and that's been really, really great so far. It's just a combination of things like pulling from things that were already previously published. And then I checked out from reading the intro of this. The intro of this was fantastic. It was called like Situating the Field, and it was like 20 or 30 pages, and it just was like, here is where we are, obviously like 22 years ago, but very, very good. I just wish that I would have had this for like exams or had it sooner, but I'm trying not to dwell on that. And from that intro, it had like a list of like recommended books, and I got those from the library and I picked them up today because the writing center is in the library. This one, which is Feminine Principles and Women's Experience in American Composition and Rhetoric, and this is edited by Louise Weatherby Phelps and Janet Emig. I don't know, I know her name, I see it everywhere, but I don't know how to pronounce it. And I'm excited to get into that. This again is like an edited collection. And then this next one, I love the color, hate the cover, it's a little tragic. I actually sent a Snapchat to my friends and said, don't ever let me write a book with a cover this ugly. And like that font, like, it's not for me. Anyway, this is Feminist Cyberspaces, Mapping Gendered Academic Spaces edited by Christine Blair and Pamela Takayoshi. Again, I know those names, don't know if I'm pronouncing them right. But I think that both of those are gonna be good. I'm trying to get stuff to help me ground myself in like feminist writing, even though I've been like reading it for years and I did an independent study in it. I still feel like there's so much out there that I need to know. So that source book, the first one, is really good at saying like, hey, here's what's prominent. Here's the essays that people will definitely know. and I'm struggling a little bit on finding sources regarding like online writing and vlogs and video and how that relates to feminism. So I'm still like bebopping around. I feel like I need to be past the reading point and onto the writing phase of things, but I have a draft due May 1st, and today is April 19th, so 10 days still to write something. But I enjoyed reading today. Spent 4 hours, 3.5 reading, and then the last 30 minutes grading an essay. So I'm enjoying it and I feel happy, and that's worth something. So I'm going to read a little bit for fun. This is the book I was reading my last vlog, The Wife Between Us. I really like it so far. I am about halfway-ish, maybe a little more than halfway. And if I end up falling asleep and taking a nap tonight, I end up falling asleep. 1 hour later, well, more like 1.5, and I took a nap and it was fantastic. At one point I like woke myself up from my sleep because I was like talking out loud, but that was just like a much needed nap. I just went through the lesson plan for tomorrow for the classes that I teach, and because the grad student strike is still going on, I'm still going to choose to do everything asynchronously. So I know I talked about the strike in my last vlog, but basically graduate students across all different departments at IU are striking for higher pay, better working conditions, striking to be recognized as a union. And I haven't signed my name to strike. I'm not like formally striking for a lot of different personal reasons, and just like the context doesn't make sense in my mind since I'm teaching international students, and I still want to like honor the work that they're doing, and if there's like physical demonstrations, I'm not trying to like cross any picket lines or make my students do that either. But it feels good knowing that I got like 4 hours of straight work done this morning, because now I don't feel like I have to like grind today or anything. I could probably get some grading done, but honestly 4 hours of like deep reading and thinking, and I was like writing and taking notes that whole time, feels like a lot at this stage in the process. And I know I received a comment one time that was like, you only did 3 hours of work today, that wasn't productive. It's productive to me. It's productive when it's that cerebral, so whatever, works for me. Okay, it's about 6:45. I put my clothes away, watched some Brooke Michio vlogs, and I think I'm actually gonna get in the shower. I just feel a little bit gross, honestly. I want to wash my face. I might like reapply makeup for trivia tonight, depending on what my mood is. I'm like not hungry, and I feel bad because Megan went grocery shopping today, and she's like, yeah, I don't think we'll have time to cook anything. So I think I'm just gonna make some like mac and cheese and then like get a little snack or something with trivia tonight. But I definitely want to get the shower. I just feel a little gross. You just missed it, vlog. We are going to the tap to go play some trivia. We're running a little late per usual because of me.
It's normally because of me.
I feel like you used to be late and I used to be on time, but honestly, ever since I started taking anxiety medication, my sense of time, I don't really care about it as much. That's probably for the better. But yeah, my stomach's been in a weird way today, so I was like, let me eat some mac and cheese before we go. Back from trivia, and we got robbed. We really did. So we were doing pretty good. We were like in 6th place out of like 27 teams, because she would announce the standings of all 27 teams. And then there was like a glitch in the system or something, or someone like went into her Excel sheet and deleted things. I don't really know what happened, but she was like, oh, so for the last 2 questions, I'm just giving everyone all the points. But we would have gotten those 2 questions right, and I don't think other people would have. One of them was, what was the animal in the story Flowers for Algernon, which I knew, a mouse. And the one that Megan knew was, where was Mark Twain born?
Basically, yeah.
Missouri. So everyone got those points, even though we deserve them. So I think we ended up coming in like 10th or 9th place maybe, or something like that. but we deserve to win. Good morning, except it's actually the afternoon. So I went downstairs, made some coffee, and I came back in bed because drinking coffee in bed is one of life's greatest luxuries. And I am working on polishing up my resume because I am thinking of like applying for non-academic related jobs this summer. I think that I maybe talked about this in my last vlog, but I'm just trying to like have as many possibilities for the summer as possible. So I filled out a request to possibly teach a summer course, which would just be like an 8 weeks first year writing course, or possibly a more advanced writing course. I will put in a request to tutor for the writing center, and I am also just interested in applying for like a social media content creation or like a marketing type job, because I feel like YouTube has given me a lot of those skills. And I also just feel like a degree in English, specifically like in rhetoric, has given me a lot of like critical thinking skills and about like rhetorical situations and design in general. And I really enjoy it, and I want to make myself as marketable as possible if I decide to not stay in academia after I graduate and possibly get like an alt-ac job. So anyway, I am fixing up my resume for the first time since like my first year of grad school, and I realized how hard writing a resume is. So I've written a CV and I've written cover letters for other jobs like within IU. I know like about a year ago I applied to be like an assistant director for the first year composition program, and I talked a little bit about that. So I have experience doing that. It's just like the actual resume is so much different than a CV. A CV is like a curriculum vitae, and that's where you like basically list everything you've done, conferences, published pieces. I don't know why I can't talk right now. And like courses you've taught and stuff like that. And then a resume is for like a non-academic audience, and that's when you have like bulleted points and like action verbs describing like what you did and stuff like that. So it's like honestly kind of difficult to translate the CV into this resume format, but I'm trying. But anyway, Megan teaches professional writing, and she gave me her PowerPoint about the basics of writing a resume, so shout out to her. And Laura texted me asking if I want to go to TJ Maxx, and I can't say no. So yeah, not that I can't say no to Laura, I can't say no to going to TJ Maxx. So yeah, I'm gonna get up and do that in like 20 minutes. And I have spent all morning working on this resume, and it's barely done. Okay, here's a really basic outfit. Haven't washed my hair since Sunday, and it's Wednesday, but honestly, it doesn't look bad. Just wearing some mom jeans, these sort of like platform sandals that are really comfy. They're from Target. Love them. This cardigan that I've had forever, plain white tee, gold watch, some gold earrings, 90s hair tie. And it's like 12:30 already, and I haven't eaten anything all day. I just like, I get carried away with that resume stuff, and I have like virtually nothing to show for it. So I'll probably just eat a bagel and then be on my way. It's a lot later now. It's a little after 6 p.m. I finished shopping with Laura, and then I had to like rush back home and hop on my Zoom call from 4 to 6 p.m. where I host sort of this virtual write-in slash like writing group where we all can be like held accountable to write together. And we had a guest speaker today from the counseling center, because a part of that group is also to like introduce people to underutilized resources and stuff like that. This was my first time hosting the group because the other student who hosted it before took a different job, but no one showed up today. So I used the time to hold myself accountable, and I tried to not be on my phone for those 2 hours, and I finished up the resume and I finished up a cover letter. So I'm gonna send that in probably tomorrow. I'd like to have like a day to like step away from it and then look back at it. And I'm excited to start applying for jobs outside of academia. I've never, I mean, it would still be like through IU marketing, but I've never done that before, just like teaching, tutoring, writing. So this will be cool. Could potentially be a good experience. I just like hope I like hear back and didn't fill this all out for nothing. Anyway, I do want to show you guys what I got because I found some fun stuff at TJ Maxx. Things are a little crazy here because Megan got an Easter basket. I didn't buy Funyuns. So we've been wanting a little like airtight flower container. So I found this for only 10 bucks. These are like really expensive typically for no reason. Also found Half Baked Harvest's new cookbook. Now we have all of them. You know that we love her. Bought this candle. It is like oatmeal scented. It's just like really light. It's good. I like it. It's a big candle. Then I got these 2 little bamboo brushes for like dishes and to like clean the sink. I got a nice white fluffy towel because I've just really been wanting one for reasons I can't explain. I think it would just make me feel really clean. I've been loving these under eye patches lately. And then this is like the star of the show potentially. This purse, I think it's so pretty and just like classic, classy. It's Aldo. I love that it has brown and black in it because I could wear that with pretty much every color. And the chain could be short like this, or it could like go longer. I just think that's super cute. Megan was pretty jealous. She's over there breaking things. Oh my gosh, I forgot I got these. And I found these really fun shoes at Goodwill. These were only $5, but look at like that back and look at like the 90 square toe. I just couldn't say no. I think they could be like a moment. And I just tried this on from Goodwill, but it was way, 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 way too short. But it's like brown corduroy, sort of like a dress jumper with these 2 front pockets. It was so cute, just with like this white t-shirt on under it. My butt was just like completely out. And I also got this giant blue candle, which is Woodwick. It was only $15, but it's seriously huge and it smells so good. It's a nice like spring, summertime scent. And I think it's super cute with this little vase of like fake oranges that we got from Target. That's a vibe. Okay, what do you want me to tell the vlog?
I want you to tell them to comment their favorite purchase from the haul down below.
Comment your favorite purchase, guys. Megan's is this flower container or the cookbook. And mine is between the...
Or the purse.
Or the purse. Mine is between the purse and that blue candle. But also, I just love those. I think they're so fun.
Our table is tragic.
We have a friend coming over, so I'm gonna clean this all up.
But also, like, it's like our vibe. Like look at all of this. Look.
These Megan got from visiting a professor in like office hours, but I want to mail them to my brother. I'm gonna get around to going to the post office. Isn't this so cute? This bunny just like reminds me of Megan. And,
thank you.
okay, I was gonna say, I hope that's not offensive because I don't think I'd like to be a bunny, but like, tell me, look at me, Megan. Tell me you don't see the freaking resemblance. It's so good. Our friend Peyton came over and we watched Bridgerton as we always do on Wednesday nights. And the night just really got away from me. Started getting really anxious, so then I just sat down and was like, let me just journal for a little bit. And then before I knew it, it was like 11:30 and I was like, I gotta get in the shower because I really have to wash my hair tonight. I'm still feeling pretty anxious. I have like extra medication that I can take for like when I'm feeling like, I have like anxiety medication that I take like daily, but then I have like additional medication that I can take like if I feel like a panic attack or something coming on. But it leaves me with sort of like feeling like really tired the next day, almost like a hangover. And I'm wondering if I should take it because I'm feeling like really, really anxious. So we'll see if the melatonin kicks in. If not, it might be a bit of a rough day tomorrow. I just feel stressed out about everything, life in general, not even just school, just life, things, just, I don't know, little things feel like big things right now. Just made a little depression meal for lunch, some of these veggie dumplings and some rice. Clearly still panicked. I told Megan all about my adventures. Okay, so I think I've managed to calm down some, which is good. Obviously my hair looks a little nuts because I just like quickly ran like a blow dryer diffuser through it this morning to try and give it some volume, and now I'm going to, you know, give it some volume because that's clearly what I'm lacking, volume in my hair. But I'm going to run like a crimper through it. I just got this last week and I have only used it once, and I think it does better after it like sits for a little while and like falls. And like the next day it looked okay, so we're gonna test it out. Okay, here's the crimped hair. Like I said, it has to fall some. The bangs were getting a little crazy, so I just clipped it back. I think last time it looked better after I had slept on it for a day. It just looked a little more natural, but you know, just some waves. I have the bedhead deep wave wand, I think it's called, or something. I can put a picture of it here or put a link in the description box or something. It was only 20 bucks off Amazon and I was in the mood for something new, so I bought it last week. Like I mentioned, I think yesterday, a bit later, really like an hour or so, we're gonna go to our friend Peyton's house because she has her Prospectus defense tomorrow afternoon and she wants to like practice with us a little bit. I was always under the impression that Prospectus defenses are really easy because you had already written the document, like way easier than like exams in the fall. But she said after talking with her committee, and she shares 2 committee members that I also have, that it seems like it's going to be a lot harder. So I'm going to look back over her Prospectus draft. She sent us a complete draft. I've already read it in the past, but I'll look back over it and try and come up with some questions that I have. And basically she said she made it seem like they are going to say, where do you plan on going from here? How did you come up with this idea? Not like testing, like, do you know the field? Can you continue on? But just trying to get a better idea of where she's going. So I also have to send an announcement to my students because I'm going to do asynchronous teaching again tomorrow because the strike is still going on. And because it's Little 5 weekend, so even if it wasn't the strike, I probably would have asynchronous class tomorrow. And I think I'm just going to make it like a work day. So I will go ahead and do that now. Hello, it's a lot later now. It's 10:30. I just got home, took off my makeup, brushed my teeth, all of that good stuff. I feel like my hair is gonna look crazy when I take it down from this clip. Oh, what a surprise. But we practiced for Peyton's Prospectus defense and asked her lots of questions. She practiced her presentation, practiced like anticipating some of those questions, running through it. It was honestly just like really useful to see because I'm gonna have to do this at some point. But her Prospectus is just like incredible, beautifully written, really smart concept. But I think I'm going to honestly just read my book until I fall asleep. That was like mentally a lot of work, thinking about academic scholarly things for like 2 straight hours. We just like hung out for a little while first. And tomorrow needs to be productive. I've been doing a lot of reading for my Prospectus this week. Been reading a lot of feminist literature like I showed you guys, and now I need to like sit down and actually start writing. So I have a draft, my next draft due May 1st at the latest to my advisor. It was supposed to be due April 1st and I said can't get anything to you by then, so then we pushed it back to May 1st. So yeah, I want it to be decent. I am ready to just like be on my way with this Prospectus. And I know it's gonna be hard to schedule like a defense date over the summer when people are out of town and stuff. So the sooner I can get it finished and get things set up, the better it will be. Happy Friday. I have just been sitting on the couch doing some grading, listening to lo-fi music. Megan went and got me Starbucks this morning, but honestly I feel like they didn't put my espresso shot in there because I'm so tired and I got a white mocha, but it like kind of just tasted like milk. So that's my theory, that they didn't put coffee in it. So I think I'm gonna make some iced coffee because I have a meeting with a student on Zoom in about 10 minutes. And I think I'm gonna need some coffee to talk about his paper. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be like, I don't know what's going on, because I feel like I'm just like in a daze right now. But I have just been sitting here grading, and then after my meeting with him, I'm going to try to do some more reading, maybe some writing for my prospectus. And then I think this evening, Megan and I are going to celebrate Peyton, fingers crossed, passing her prospectus defense. So my student didn't show up to office hours. I sent him an email checking in. I was like, just so you know, I blocked off these 15 minutes so we could chat, and he just didn't reply or anything. That's okay. I am going to spend some more time reading this book because it's been really great and just inspiring. It's made me like really excited to keep thinking about my project and stuff like that. And I wanted to like actually write today for my prospectus, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know. We'll see where we are after I read some of this for like an hour or so. Taking a little lunch break, just making some pasta and broccoli, and honestly I'm probably just gonna put like salt, pepper, butter on it. My stomach's been a little messed up per usual, so we're keeping things simple. It's a little before 5 o'clock and I'm going to call it quits on the work for today. I feel like I got a lot of thinking done, and writing, like more free writing style, like nothing that I think will go in the actual prospectus draft, but that's okay. So after seeing Peyton's prospectus defense yesterday, I just realized like she did such a good job of situating like what conversation she's intervening in, and I was like, I should be able to do that a little bit better. Can't just say I'm in rep comp. I need to say like with what like subfields. So I was able to pin that down a little bit. But more than anything, I feel like my list for like my reading list for exams in the fall was just so broad. So I was like, if I could make a list now, I would separate it into 3 categories. Like before, my list in the fall, I had 3 categories of like decolonial rhetoric, rhetoric and composition in general, and then like writing studies slash like writing center studies. If I could do it now, I would have a list for embodied writing slash rhetoric, a list for women's ways of writing, and then a list for vlogging slash like video or like multimedia in the writing classroom. But I just quickly jotted down like the names off the top of my head who would go in each of those sections, just to remind myself like I have enough of a background knowledge of this to at least get started, because that's been something really hard with the prospectus. I feel like I just need to take on all these new bodies of literature and just read all this new stuff. But I have continued reading this book. Truly, like every article I read from it is just like incredible. If you do anything with like feminism, composition, you have to read that. The only caveat is it was published in 2000, so it's pretty old. And I also read an article. I just was like, I put everything through one search, IU, when I was like, maybe I should just like simply try Googling it, like not even on like an academic server or anything. So I just Googled like embodied rhetoric, because I was like, is this an established field? Megan and I were talking a little bit about it. I feel like something is established when it has a journal, when it has a conference, and it doesn't. But then I found this article called Bodies of Knowledge, Definitions, Delineations, and Implications of Embodied Writing in the Academy by Abby, I have no idea how to pronounce her last name, Knobloch. I'll put it on the screen here. And a line from the abstract is, there seems to be little agreement within the field about how one might define embodiment as it relates to writing. And I was like, yes, okay, this makes me feel good that I can't define what my specific field is, because I don't think the field could define like the subfield of embodied writing. So anyway, she's like a key person, and I saw that she has an edited collection coming out in July of 2022 called Bodies of Knowledge, Embodied Rhetorics in Theory and Practice. It's $35 on Amazon. I might pre-order it, but I'm seeing that one of my professors has a chapter in the edited collection. So I'm thinking of emailing him, asking if he could like slide it under the table, or if he knows if our library will get access to it, so I won't have to pay for it when it comes out in July. But yeah, that's gonna be incredible. And I feel like having an edited collection like that is just like solidifying the legitimacy of this subfield. So I read that article and it was great, and I read another one from that Feminism and Composition edited collection. Megan also gave me this book, which is, again, is a little old. It's called Bodily Discourses When Students Write About Abuse and Eating Disorders. Obviously not for like the second part, but just for like bodily discourses. She said it was a lot, at least the intro, about like feminism and like when women write their bodies, which is very much like what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm still lacking in like the literature about blogging and things like that. But honestly, I just feel like it's new. So that's why there's not a whole lot of stuff written about it. I just, in the back of my mind, I'm like, am I missing something? Am I missing something huge? And then that makes me feel like worried. It feels like too perfect, that there's like this gap and I'm just gonna plug right in. That's just not the way things work. So anyway, my head is sort of like spinning because I've been like enmeshed in this. But I'm going to take a little break for like an hour or so, and then at 6 we're all gonna meet up at this bar called Sinkhole. It's like a townie bar, and celebrate Peyton passing her Prospectus defense. Okay, here's the really simple outfit. I got these black loose shorts from Wild Fable at Target. Shoes are Target, shirt is H&M. But I like the way these fit. They're loose, they're comfy. I just rolled them once because they were pretty long when I didn't. And I was gonna bring this new bag, but it felt like way too dressy. So I'll probably just throw on my Lululemon belt bag that I wear with everything. In bed, showered, clean, in summertime PJs, just like a little tank top and shorts. Because today felt like summer. I wore shorts out to that bar and we sat outside and it was beautiful. And it was just really fun to see some pals, to celebrate. I feel like I'm lisping so bad with my Invisalign retainers right now and I have no idea why. Anyway, it's been a long week. I was social Tuesday night, went to trivia. Wednesday night, Peyton came over to watch Bridgerton. Thursday night, went to help Peyton practice for her Prospectus defense. And then tonight she passed, so we celebrated at the bar. And wow, a lot of social activity. I don't typically operate that way. I need lots of downtime. I'm very much an introverted gal. So I can't wait for tomorrow to relax. I think I want to finally finish this book that I've been working my way through for forever. Sorry, the lighting sucks. It's because my hatch lamp, and again, I have no idea why this happens. I can't understand the science side of things. Yeah, super excited to sleep in. So good night.